Hey guys, BWOne here for BWOne, and welcome to another episode of Deal With It. So you guys have seen my other Deal With It videos before, sort of where I go a little bit off the traditional type of tech video that we do here on the channel, and sort of talk about sort of a thought I had in my mind and try to relate technology, social media, internet, try to bring all that in to sort of the topic that I'm talking about here. So I want to start off here talking about, this video is really in particular about sort of friendship and sort of how I would say, what does friendship mean in sort of the digital era now that we communicate so much digitally than we really have ever had before, and what sort of friendship means in that way, and how I kind of think that people sort of think friendship in one way but don't really think of it in the true way that it really is. And I think that's where the understanding is, where a lot of people sort of lose friends. So the sort of the influence of this video is a video that I watched from Anna Akana. She does some great videos and such, and I'll put the link in the description to her video. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are probably subscribed to it. She has a ton of them, so I'm pretty sure you're probably one of them if you're hopefully watching this video. But I'll put the link to her video talking about how to deal with losing friends. And I sort of thought for a little bit about sort of thinking about losing friends and some of the examples that she made about people sort of moving away, people sort of growing apart, and all sorts of those different things, and sort of how to sort of deal with losing friends. But are you really losing a friend? Or maybe what we think of as friends isn't exactly what we were told. I mean, if you think about it, media influences a lot of things, and if you look at what, friendships and besties and things like that, you can just look at every TV show that sort of has that. Friends, the TV show Friends is a very good example of that, and sort of how people sort of interact, and that's where we're thinking friendship, I think the level is, and besties and best friends, which I think has always been sort of a dangerous label on things. And the reality of it is that doesn't really happen in the real world. It's a lot different than I think we sort of make it out to be. Maybe I can go on a little bit of the sort of the bestie thing, which I think is a little bit dangerous label, because when you put labels on things, they sort of add a little bit of added pressure to it, and I think sometimes that can crumble a relationship down, where people start to lose friends because they put the bestie tag on it, or put this higher level of friendship than what it should be, which is just a relationship between two people that offer value to one another. You give value, you receive value back, and that's really the thing that you're really supposed to be focusing on here. And I think some people don't understand that level of friendship. You probably didn't grow up, a lot of people probably didn't grow up that way. The way I grew up, I really didn't have I moved around a lot, so I really didn't have like a best, or I shouldn't say best, but like a strong friendship with anyone till I got about 14, and it was my cousin, and we still have the same strong friendship to now. Even though we live in two different states now, we still communicate with each other as often as we possibly can, and it's not every day. Sometimes it could be months that we don't communicate with one another, and through Facebook or through text message or whatever digital communication that we keep up with one another. But it allows us to still keep that strong relationship that we've always had, and whenever we do meet up, it doesn't feel like we skipped the beat at all. And it's great to see some of his life accomplishments, and some of those he shares on social media and Facebook, and I do the same thing as well too. And it's a great thing to sort of see those things and understanding that people that are your friends are growing and flourishing very, very well. And I kind of say, why wouldn't you want to have a friend like that? A friend that's not only offering value but seeking to do things so that they offer even better value, and having great success, and having some cool things happen in their lives, going out and living life. And that's, I think, sometimes what people may not sort of get. I think we trying to pigeonhole ourselves to this idea of friendships where you do everything together, everything has to be in these set of rules and these set of boundaries, and these are just the way it has to be, and if it isn't this way, well, I have to toss you off as a friend. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have personal boundaries about who you allow, who you offer value to in terms of a friendship. I think you should definitely have that, but I think you got to reevaluate what those boundaries are, so you don't disappoint yourself when they don't meet or don't fit those expectations, because everybody's different. Life is very, very dynamic. So I think in a lot of ways we need to sort of change our thought perspective on that, and especially in a world today where internet, social media, and technology allow us to keep communicated far more tighter than we could before. It's, 20 years ago, everything was pen pals and letters, and you really had to be within a geographical area to really keep a strong relationship. Now you can go online and see what any of your friends are doing at any time, and the people that you want to communicate with. And me personally, myself, I've always sort of liked being on social media. Not only do I offer value on there, I always try to offer value, whatever posts and whatever things I sort of put up there. But I also like to see what other people are doing, whatever high value of things that people are doing, some of the successes that they're having. And some people I talk to once a year, once every 2 years. Some people I talk to once a month, and so on. The interesting thing, that I even think about it, those folks I really use social media to sort of communicate with, that are not sort of my daily or my regular friends that I sort of hang around with. But my regular friends that I hang around with, we really don't communicate through social media. Really, we're in a little Google Hangout, or we use some type of messenger where we can all message one another, and we send our links and our funny photos and thought-provoking sort of messages and sort of conversations sort of all happen within the medium within there. So we use that as a way to sort of connect with all each other, but then we also connect in real life as well too. So there's always there's different levels of relationships and different ways of communicating with people. So I think when people think they're losing a friend because, hey, they're moving to a different state and they're moving on to something else, or you feel like they're growing apart. One person's going this way versus you're going this way. But as long as the two of you are both going up in a positive direction, you should still be able to keep that positive relationship together without feeling like you're losing someone. You should never feel that you're losing someone. You should feel like that person is gaining a lot of value, and I'm really excited for them that they're getting better at what they're doing, and they're gaining and doing great things in life. Versus where I think what a lot of times happens is that someone's really starting to peak and go up, and maybe someone isn't necessarily going as high, and you get that little rift in there, and people start to separate and feel like, oh, friendship is done. Sometimes you need that separation so two people can sort of find their own path and their own personal selves to sort of see what levels of value are there to themselves and what they can offer value out. And as soon as they kind of see those things, you could probably come back and being friends again. Sometimes it takes a little bit of that separation, but I would just say this. I would really, for everyone out there, maybe I'll go into another video talking about this a little bit deeper, but I really would like to see a lot of people redefine friendship in their mind, understand what friendship really is, and then understanding that it's two people that give value to one another and benefit from one another's value and offering each other value, and to a point where you have a solid relationship. And I think those are the things I think a lot of people need to understand and focus on, and kind of tweak that a little bit. And maybe you understand you're not really losing friends. Your friends are just growing. Your friends are just doing better. Your friends are doing some awesome things. And why wouldn't you want to be friends with someone that's doing that versus someone that's staying stagnant, not doing anything, and staying in the same exact place? And those are the tougher friends to sort of be with, especially if you're the one moving on and they're not necessarily doing anything. So that's sort of my take on it there. So, hey guys, just I guess the best way to say it is understand, evaluate your friends, change the thought process. I'm gonna repeat this again, but I really want people to understand is change your thought process on what friendship is, and use the technology that we have today to keep those friendships fostering, because we can keep those no matter what distance they are in the world so much better than what we could have just maybe 10 years ago or so. So this is BWOne here from BWOne. If you like this video, like this type of deal with it, stuff like that, definitely give it a thumbs up and share it around. Post your comments below when you sort of think about this thought process, and let me know how you use social media. Maybe that's a good question to start off with here. How you use social media, technology, and internet in general. I know I'm saying all three, but all three are really all technology at the end of the day. But how you use those to sort of keep your relationships with your friends, family that are probably spread all across the world, or just at different life points from one another, how you keep all that connected and how you sort of feel about that. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you think it's just, I'm totally wrong here. Definitely post your comments below and let me know. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. We do great tech videos, and maybe now and then I like to throw in a video like this. So if these get a little more popular, maybe I'll throw a little more of these here and there as well too. And be sure to connect with us on our social networks, the Facebook, Twitter, the Google Pluses. The link is in the description. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition. Thanks for watching.